Hello everyone, how are we doing today? Thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. This is Toby. I hope that you all are doing well and that you have been able to take time in this holiday season to do what brings you joy, spend time with those who bring you joy, to take time to rest, to rejuvenate, and to reflect. And all these are E words coming up as we have just moved into Mercury retrograde to close out this year. So I have been guided to do some readings for y'all from the point of view of the elements and what they would like to share with us as we move into 2023. And to begin, I already started this video a couple of times, and I was starting it from the perspective of general earth energy, but then I was asked to clarify that, to be more specific. So this message is actually from Mother Gaia to the collective, what she would like to impart to us as we move into 2023. I'm also getting this sense of what she needs from us in 2023. So we're going to start with the Dreams of Gaia Tarot deck. Initially, what came out when I first started this was the Three of Water, so we'll see what we get now. But again, it wasn't quite specific enough for what Spirit was wanting us to hear. Okay, so we have the Four of Earth, building that foundation, making sure that we have a solid foundation and understanding what it is that is the keystone of that foundation. What are our guiding principles as we build this foundation? And how are we bringing together community to do this? You can see that the figure is holding this keystone, and it looks like it has a bee, a symbol of a bee on that. And yeah, what are the guiding principles as we're building these structures, these new foundations, as we're creating or looking to create in 2023? How can we come together as a community to ensure that these structures are stable for all of us? And not wounding. You see the wound on his arm? Okay, let's see what else we have. And I really am getting the sense of the importance of looking at current structures and not being afraid to allow those to fall and to rebuild them so that they actually do exemplify what our priorities are, what our values are, how we want the future to look going forward. Not being afraid of the dismantling and the wounding, the scrapes, the scratches that may happen. It's not in a literal way, but it won't be an easy process. But the need to really focus on what our keystone is and how can we hold that up in its highest vibration. Okay. What else would Mother Gaia like us to know for 2023? The Journey, card number 17. See the image on here and how we have the dark and the light aspects equally represented in this card, not only in the paths but in the person, in the figure. And how even in the darkness the figure is holding a light. The butterfly is there in the darkness as well. And so the importance of integrating both the dark and the light as we build these, rebuild these structures, build new structures. We have to take a close look at all aspects of humanity and our journey so far in order to have a clear image of how we want to proceed. I'm really getting this portal imagery. See how it's incomplete. It hasn't been finished yet. So now is the time to make changes, and if we're going to make changes while we still can, before this is literally set in stone. And in order to know what we are going to change or what we may want to change, we have to look at both the dark and light in this human journey, in our history, in our individual journeys, but our journey as a collective as well. And we have to understand that we need to find balance between those two. We have to understand, or seek to understand, what it is that the shadow is wanting to tell us, express to us. And we have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Fire. Again, it's about creation. See the spider there in the egg? The spider is the weaver, the artist of nature who creates these beautiful webs. And although they get taken down repeatedly, she consistently rebuilds her web. And she's in this egg, this cosmic egg with the dragon of fire. I'm just feeling this immense amount of creative energy in this card and with this dragon. We have the willpower and we have the creative force, we have the energy necessary to be able to accomplish this. It's all here. It's a matter of bringing it forth and working together to ensure that we're doing this from a place of balance and a place of understanding and a place of honesty. True honesty. Looking at all aspects and really taking that depth of honesty to then create our plan to architect that's not the right use of that word, but that's what I'm getting, to curate or be the architect of this new foundation. And we have perception, number 21. It's all about how we perceive it, and see how she's holding that sword. The sword represents thoughts and intellect and the mind. Words as well, communication, sometimes expression in those forms. I see it as the sword of truth. See how she has a mask on. She's blindfolded. Sorry. She's blindfolded, but see how the gold there mimics or mirrors the gold in the dragon? And she's got hints of amber fire behind her. The feathers represent air energy as well. So it's bringing together, it's all about our perception. As we're looking at the duality and these two sides, and we're looking at the honest truth, what are we going to cut out with the sword? And one of the biggest and most important aspects of this is that we are often blinded to the truth, whether intentionally or unintentionally, whether we make that choice unconsciously as individuals or we've been blinded to it on a collective level. So as we are looking for the truth, for what our keystone is going to be in rebuilding, it's equally important to see with our third eye and our intuition and our feelings and our energy body as much or even more so than our eyes. More so than our eyes. Because there are things that we can perceive on an energetic level that we cannot physically see. And we need to understand the importance of those things as we are forming this creation. And it's the things that we'll see in the darkness that'll give us the most information. And I think that's the darkness of our shadows, but I also think that's the darkness of stillness, of meditation, of quiet, of rest. Mother Gaia is asking us to slow down, to take some time away from the busyness of the holiday season and really reflect and consider on the journey we've been on and what we want to create going forward. What are our priorities? What is that keystone for you and for us as a collective? Okay, we're going to stop with the tarot here. I'm being guided to, I'm going to use the Life Soul Vision Oracle deck from Romy, Wyer, and we're going to get some Oracle cards to kind of round this out. These are always provide the most profound and beautiful messages. So we will do a couple of these before we wrap it up, because I feel like Mother Gaia has said what she wanted to say for the most part, but she's asking for some of these as well. Okay. Maverick of the light, dancer of the shadows. It again goes, look at this, look at the representation. Oh, I love this. Okay, so this is card 37, which is a number 10. We don't have a 10 out here. We have a 17, we have a 4, and we have a 21. Okay. But Maverick of the Light, Dancer of the Shadows. Love this card. One of my favorites in this deck. See the representation of the two dragons. The light and the dark dragons. And then there's that cosmic egg again. Being raised up in the fire that comes when we balance the light and the shadow. Being brave enough to, oh, and I'm feeling anxiety from the collective on this. Being brave enough to shine one's light bright enough that it highlights the shadows. Being brave enough to look, see how they're looking directly at each other? It's so important that we look at the shadow. It wants to be seen. And it's not anything to be afraid of. It's a part of us. The light creates or allows us to see the shadow. And when we are in that balanced state, that is when we can lift this egg of creation up to its highest possible vibration. And look at how we're mirrored here too, between the two dragons and the egg in the center, in this upper portion of the card with the keystone of the figure on this card. Okay, one more. There's so much healing that comes from that, and a message that I keep getting personally that is now for the second or third time during this reading, and I haven't said it, is coming through again, is that whenever we are doing healing on ourselves, for others, but let's focus on ourselves at this point. Whenever we are doing any sort of healing, whether it's an internal healing or a healing modality for ourselves, that energy then helps to heal. Not only does it help to heal the collective, but it's helping to heal the earth. And then we have root energy built from love. That's beautiful. Number 6. So that's root chakra energy. And we have the amber and the reds and the oranges, as in the fire dragon. And this single rose when we are able and willing to perceive the journey, to open ourselves to the energetic communication we're receiving about the journey, when we're open to allowing ourselves to be in stillness, to hear the communication, to have the courage to shine our light, and the equal courage to look at the shadow. Look at what blossoms. This beautiful rose built from love. Okay guys, I'm going to leave that there. I hope you found this helpful. I would love to hear your thoughts if this resonates or if you have any questions. And I'm wishing you all a peaceful and inspired entry into 2023. I will be back with the other elements in a couple of days. Until then, be well.